Welcome to this episode of the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. I'm a business coach, luxury travel expert, and lifestyle blogger, currently living in the beautiful city of Las Vegas. The Happy Workaholic Podcast is a happy, healthy, positive, and very productive show about living life in the fast lane, learning how to slow down, and how to become the best version of yourself through inspiration, motivation, and determination, both personally and professionally. If this sounds like something that you need in your life, then you've definitely come to the right spot. I'll be sharing some of my favorite business tips, personality, as well as some crazy stories from my own career choices. You'll also be hearing from a few of my friends who happen to be entrepreneurs like myself. Don't forget, the conversations continue after every episode in the Happy Workaholic Podcast Facebook group. Now, if you want to hear any of my exclusive news first, just visit my website at kellyanngorman.com and be sure to sign up for my weekly VIP newsletter. Now, let's get started with today's show. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 21, which is the beginning of the I Chose This Life series. Now, you've probably seen me post about this all over my social media for the last few months, or if maybe you had a chance to visit my website at kellyanngorman.com. I Chose This Life series has its very own page, and I'm here to explain to you what this series is all about, why I created it, and also I want to be able to give you an opportunity, which is a week, to send me some questions so that I can have these inspiring and motivating female entrepreneurs that I'm going to be interviewing an opportunity to answer some of your individual questions. So basically, I created this series, I Chose This Life, because I wanted to showcase female entrepreneurs and what it's like to be living in their shoes. So they're going to be sharing their journey with you, their struggles, milestones that they've reached, and obviously their personality, just like I share my personality with you every week. But I really want you to see from a different perspective other than mine and different career paths, what it really takes to get there. And everybody has a story, and I always say this, and to hear other stories is always inspiring and will always help motivate you and maybe give you some pointers in your own career path, or if you're trying to make an important decision as far as your business, or if you're looking to change career paths. These women are definitely they're definitely my friends, but some of the most inspiring and motivating women I know as far as what they're doing in their own career and or businesses. So basically, that's why I created this I Chose This Life series, is because I want to showcase them, but also have them explain their own journey, their path, what it takes, and give you some tips and tricks in their own career path and what specific career that they're in. So I have 10 women as of right now, so it's going to be 10 weeks after today that I'm going to be interviewing these women, and they work in a variety of businesses. So you're going to be hearing from some women in the health and wellness industry, from entertainment to event planning, hospitality and restaurants, beauty industry, of course. I have a few writers I'm going to be interviewing that have novels and books and screenplays in the works, as well as women that are in the finance industry and retail industries. So it's a very broad list of industries, very large, I should say, and I wanted to showcase somebody that's in each specific industry so that I could help cover topics for my listeners. So I wanted to ask you, whoever is listening, what questions you have for anybody in the following industries, or if you just have any general questions that I can answer or they can answer for you that I can add to my interview questions. I have 20 questions for each of them that they're going to be answering, but I really want to hear from you, the viewers, if there are certain questions that you've been dying to ask a female entrepreneur, or And we can obviously keep it anonymous as well. So if you're at a full-time job and you're looking to change positions, we don't have to say who you are, but we can absolutely give you the information that you're looking for. So please feel free to email me at hello@kellyanngorman.com, or you can always visit my website, kellyanngorman.com, or find me on social media. But honestly, the best place is to find me in the Happy Workaholic Podcast Facebook group. And that is where the after show happens, where we talk about each episode. So you could always message me privately on Facebook as well. But definitely add yourself to the Happy Workaholic Podcast Facebook group, because that's where you're going to be getting the most information that you're looking for. But you can absolutely, like I said, shoot me an email at hello@kellyanngorman.com, share your story with me. And even if you have any other topics that you want us to go over and discuss, we can definitely do that as well. So again, the industries rather, that I have these women who I'm going to be interviewing are in the health and wellness industries, entertainment, event planning, hospitality and restaurants, beauty. I have a few writers, like I mentioned earlier, finance and retail. So if you have any questions in regards to any of those fields, specific questions as far as what you have written down in your notebook and you want us to answer, you've been journaling every day and you want to finally have that opportunity to ask somebody or get the 2 cents feedback and not hire a coach, we can absolutely 100% answer all those questions for you. No strings attached. That's why we're here for the I Chose This Life series. And this show will be every Wednesday. So starting next Wednesday, you'll be hearing from my first female entrepreneur, and it will be every Wednesday. So we're going to be having the shows September, October, and November. And this is actually in addition to my regular podcasts, which come out on Fridays. So you'll be getting a double dose of me every week for the next 10 weeks. And I'm so excited to share all of this knowledge and information from all these amazing women. And I hope that you really get a lot out of it, because I put a lot of work into this, because I want to provide as much value and content as I possibly can for anybody that's listening, anybody that's looking to get into a new career path or just needs some information in general. Besides giving my business advice and coaching advice and my 2 cents on everything, it's so nice to hear just two women have a normal conversation. Yes, I'm interviewing them, and I have specific questions I have come up to ask them so that I can get the best possible answers out of them for you, so that you can get a lot out of each show. So thank you again for listening, and just a reminder, please add yourself to the Happy Workaholic. I'm having so much trouble talking today. The Happy Workaholic Podcast Facebook group, because that is where you need to be to network and get answers from the guests I'm going to have on the show, as well as myself and other people that are listening. It's a great opportunity to network with them and have conversations after each show. And that is where you will find me the most. And as I mentioned a few times earlier, you can always email me at hello@kellyanngorman.com if you have any other questions regarding this series or anything in general for the Happy Workaholic Podcast. And next Wednesday, which is September, turning my planner, 13th, Wednesday the 13th, will be the first show showcasing one of our female entrepreneurs. And if you add yourself to the Facebook group, Happy Workaholic Podcast, you will see who they are ahead of time. That's where I'm going to be to showcase them before the show comes out. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm more excited that I'm finally able to share this I Chose This Life series with you for the next 10 weeks. So like I said, you'll be getting a double dose of me for the next 10 weeks throughout September, October, and November. Until next time, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. If you like this episode, please let me know by writing a review for the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I would truly appreciate it. As I always say, sharing is caring. Don't forget, the after show happens after each episode in the Happy Workaholic Podcast Facebook group. That's where I'll be to answer all of your questions about any of the episodes that you've been listening to. Now, if you prefer any behind-the-scenes action, you can always follow me on Instagram at KKinVegas, where I post daily on my feed and on Instagram stories. Now, if for some reason you're not on social media, you can always send me an email at hello@kellyanngorman.com or visit my website at kellyanngorman.com and sign up for my weekly VIP newsletter. You'll be getting those delivered to your inbox every Wednesday. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk again soon.